modern time has come. The philosopher of the Enlightenment, Immanuel Kant, develops in the 18th century a philosophy of beauty and taste. Kant sees beauty not as a quality of work of art, but according to him, beauty is created in the spectator's mind. This makes beauty to a subjective datum. Beauty cannot be determined by an objective criterion. In the lasting debate on art, beauty and taste, the role of women is far from negligible. In their salons, women ventilated their opinions. The female appearance is not the beauty of the ratio, but the beauty of the heart. The reverse of the Enlightenment is Romanticism. Kant stated that enjoyment of beauty is entirely disinterested. This justifies, regarding beauty, the striving after freedom and boundlessness. Essential is the attitude of mind. The rules of classical beauty have lost their importance. In Romanticism, one searches for the strangeness, the unfamiliarity, the preference for ruins, lasting till the 19th century, is related to the growing taste for formlessness, incompleteness, impairedness and defectiveness. In Romanticism, the term the sublime emerges. The term especially refers to a greatness with which nothing else can be compared, and which is beyond all possibility of calculation, measurement or imitation. This greatness is often used when referring to nature and its vastness. Volcanoes, horrible abysses or mountain ridges may have a beauty in itself, apart from all the distress that attend this phenomena. The experience of the sublime is one of shiver, followed by delight. In the works of Caspar David Friedrich, the human being is depicted while enduring the sublime in nature. As long as we don't incur a risk, we enjoy the shiver. Romantic beauty and the sublime are the forerunners of what could be called the era of disorder. In this era, new media develop. Commercial cinema and advertisement are the seed plots of new ideals of beauty. In the 19th century, swift art movements develop, succeeding each other swiftly or merging into each other. A fan of many different forms of beauty opens. The sublime dominates pure beauty. The sublime opposes pure form and is related with the chaoticness, mysteriousness, darkness, strangeness, the unspeakableness, strickenness. In the sublime there is no contrast between beautiful and ugly. It's related to abjectness. Beauty, connected with form, sereneness, harmony, coherence and unity, threatens to become discredited. But what can be said about beauty nowadays?
I think beauty is a very complicated word. I think there is an original sense of the word beauty, and then there is an expanded sense. And the original sense to me has a great deal to do with perfection, and perfection on a human scale. It has a great deal to do, in the first place, with the perfection of the human body. I think the perfect thing, the most beautiful thing in the first place, is the perfect human body. And I think that consolation, Trost, is primarily connected with that sense of the word beauty. And for a man perhaps connected with the sense of feminine beauty, with ideas of nourishment, of peace, of renewal, the renewal of the male in the female. Then I think there is a later sense of beauty which would have been surprising to the Greeks, let us say. Beauty applied to things that overwhelm the senses, that are much vaster than the human scale. In aesthetics, I think the term that's used for that kind of beauty is the sublime rather than just the beautiful. But it is a very powerful sense of the word beauty in our time, and I think in ever since the early 19th century, the late 18th century. Wild mountains, tumultuous seas, great depths, great expanses. And that kind of beauty is not, I think, consoling in itself. It is overwhelming rather than consoling.
But if we're talking about the marriage between beauty and consolation, as I wrote you in my invitation letter, did you experience those particular moments of the marriage between beauty, the body, for instance, and consolation?
think any human being must at times experience that marriage in love. Love is a very varied set of states and a very varied set of emotions, but there are times in love when it is exactly that union of reverential contemplation of beauty and a sense of completely being at home and completely being at peace. It is exactly that marriage that occurs.